I know it is not something that is pleasing to most of our friends on the other side, but they just don't have a choice. They will hear it, they will see it, they will feel it. And you see, apparently they've made some kind of calculation as a result of their post-mortem of why did we lose an election. Especially when we brought the presidential candidate who was a populist, a celebrity, by the way, came to power by winning 14 of the 15 counties. And so they wrongly concluded that, okay, we lost the election because there were a lot of sharp-mouthed guys. The Daniel Sandro, the person, the other person, they were talking plenty. And as a result of that, we think we got defeated. So let's go into their playbook. All the accusations they made during those days, let's make the same accusation. And probably we'll put them against some war and the same result will unfold. But no, there's a big difference. Talking about something that you're doing is not the same as talking about something that is not being done. So for example, in a few months, somebody built at the time 14 condominiums. For 47, I didn't help you know why I call 14. So we talk about it. So they say, okay, that's one of the reasons why we didn't win. So we too will talk about how the current president is building somewhere. So just by looking in the sky and imagining something, you can't say, oh, the president brother building retirement mansion in Lofa. You see what they're trying to connect? There were instances where even people who were working with them died on a very mysterious circumstance. So they are very busy looking at the reform one dead body in the corner. Oh, they are getting put through our time. What kind of thing is that? Are you basically admitting that you did evil? But that those who talk about your evil yesterday are no different from you because you're all committing the same evil? Is that a game plan? It's a plane that's not going to take you anywhere. You really give the government a chance. In less than 3 months until the government already failed. Oh, for the people to determine that your government failed was October of 2023, election time. But then you almost exhausted your 6 years of leadership. That is when you determine that the government has failed at the 10-year ending. Not just from the start of the 10 years. And sometimes it's so disrespectful to the Liberian people when they see visible progress and you're telling them nothing is working. Now to be chief of staff to somebody, I don't know what that means. It's a big job. That plays into manage. And you can reduce that office to looking for screenshots of the past, posting it and trying to juxtapose it to what may be the situation now. All during our time they were posting and saying exchange rate on the side. During their time the exchange rate is this. What is your motivation really? The country is not making any progress? That all the bad things that happen on you should be repeated only because you want political power? And if there are people who still see these kinds of people...
Take it. So I want to say thank you very much to your team. You worked hard. You're seeing the results of your hard work. We've encouraged you all, but I think it's because of your hard work and your belief that you are going to get something. They will say, "Oh, Madam Chair, we get something, we get something." And so you've gotten something. You've got two vehicles. You have the money that we have raised, close to 100,000 now that we've collected. So this is a positive time for the entity. I want to say thank you to all of you. And we want to also present the vehicles to the executive director. He runs the entity day-to-day activities with his staff, and we are saying to you today, these are the vehicles for the entity, and you're going to use it wisely, monitor the use of it, make sure that what is meant to be used for is what will be used for. And I can assure you that it will be used for the purpose for which that's been given. Again, we say thank you to the President for his goodwill towards our mission. Thank you very much. Thank you.
So we would like to talk to the executive director. Okay, so my name is Theophilus. I'm from Kool FM. With this kind of kind gesture from the president, what next do you expect the president to do for you?
As you know, the President is the chairperson of the board. So we expect his continuous support for the National AIDS Commission. And that support is especially important because he represents the political will of the country. He's showing that the country has a good political will, and we expect him to continue to do that. So being the head of the country and head of this entity, we expect the President to continue to work with us positively.
Are there any other things that you wish the president to do with the exception of giving cars to your entity?
Yeah, yes. We want him to look at our budget.
Budget.
Yes.
Necessary.
It's very necessary. We already presented our upgraded budget to the President. He's aware of what we need. So we expect him, and he's showing that he's going to make sure that we get what is needed.
Leaders, and that you think even in your mind that if you stand any chance of re-emerging the power cycle, then something will be fundamentally wrong with the country. You've given them the chance before. You tested them. The entire country went nose down. This place was chaotic. Today, actually, you can just get out and hear something, sometimes from just social media. I know there was a time on social media when we were talking about off-budget spending. Nobody made any form of complaint, or just social media activity. There was a big press release that the commission was taking seizure of that matter to investigate. If a commissioner did so yesterday, maybe by now they're not going to be around.
Sometimes ago, you may recall the President, His Excellency Joseph Jomo Boakai Sr., took a decisive action, something I haven't seen in the history of presidency in our country for a long time, to suspend more than 400 government officials for not declaring their assets, which is legal, and giving our responsibility managing the centralized payroll of the government, which many people don't know. Appointed officials and civil servants, the CSA manage that payroll. It is just with the exception of state-owned enterprises, but the rest of the 105 government spending entities are on one centralized payroll managed by the civil service agents. So in keeping with that mandate that the CSA has, immediately the President took the action and the list was released by the LACC. The CSA immediately blocked the affected officials.
Give everybody space. Do your work. Don't be afraid. That Councilor Kangaya, you come and speak to you. You can look at your government official and just someone there and say they want you to do it, not correct. Some of the officials who were behaving the demigods who gave during that time. So now we're quick to forget. I always talk to this guy, Bill, who runs Vision Online TV. He just parked his car on the street. He had one of the most powerful officials at that time house. He was brutalized for parking his car.
Here I want to report that the account balance as of today of the special escrow account that was created to save that money is $89,577.60 United States dollars. That's what we have saved. The account balance, that is the statement, was officially presented to His Excellency the President. As the President informed the country when the action was taken, when he took the action, he immediately informed the Liberian people that the money saved from that will not just be redistributed, but will go specifically to the One Child, One Chair presidential initiative. Towards that end, the Civil Service Agency and the Ministry of Education have been working together. I'm pleased to let you know that the procurement processes are ongoing, and the government is not taking this process away from its structure, meaning that we're not going to hire any private entity to do the chairs. We have capable government entities like BWR, like the Monrovia Vocational Training Center. They have the equipment, they have the technical know-how. But you guys need to do a tour. Mr. Minister, maybe you want to also include MVTC and BWR in your tours to go and see what they've got. I had a different feeling about it. You see that? I had a different feeling about those institutions in terms of what they're capable of doing until I visited. What I saw at MVTC, the metal workshop, Mr. Minister, you need to see that. It's elaborate. It has everything that they need to produce any kind of furniture that we are importing in this country. In fact, their wheelbarrow is advanced than the ones we buy in the store. The wheelbarrows we are producing here, they are like the dump trucks. You only need to use there's a pedal. You only need to step on it and it dumps whatever in the bucket. And it comes back when you release the pedal. And it is durable, very durable. The tires and everything, I've seen it. That's the kind of work they are doing. The sample of the chairs have been produced by MVTC. Best quality, the decks and the chair. Something that even highly impressed His Excellency the President. That is produced locally. So there's no reason why we should be importing those things in our country. And that is why under this special presidential initiative, we are going to use local producers to produce the chairs and the decks under the President's One Child, One Chair presidential initiative. So with this, it is $9,577. The Ministry of Education is going to produce the chairs, close to 2,000 of them. You can imagine how many classrooms, how many school-going children will benefit from that significantly. So we are pleased to update the public that we are well on course. The action taken by the President has yielded this measure of savings, and the money is going meaningfully to a worthy project that our children are going to benefit. This is not going in the President's pocket, as we experienced in the very recent past. This is not one of those things that somebody just calling for money to put in their pocket and go and hang out. No. This is real business. A reflection of having a responsible government and an extraordinary leader who is in charge of driving our national development agenda. I also want to inform you that on July 4th, 2024, His Excellency the President stood right in the Charles Bayon Hall when he launched the Employee Status Regularization Project and informed the Liberian people that after the exercise, legitimate, he underscored the word legitimate, civil servants will experience top-ups in their wages. The president did not just make a common or regular declaration. The president was strategic. And today I am pleased to inform you that significant top-ups have been done. The last time I appeared here, I spoke to you briefly about few of the top-ups, and some of you asked questions about the measure in terms of how far is it and where do we expect it to go. So I am here today to update the public on how far we have gone with the top-up initiative. The government top-up initiative covered the education sector, the health sector, the security sector, and the agriculture sector. And that is for now. And the reason why those sectors are covered is because of the critical role they have to play in the lives of our people. We need security. We need to have stability. If we want to realize the president's vision of achieving the arrest agenda for inclusive development, we need a healthy nation. The healthcare needs of our people is of paramount concern to this government, to the president. We need to address the educational needs of our people. If we must drive our national development agenda, we need an educated population, educated citizenry. We are talking about food production. We're talking about agribusiness. We're talking about food sufficiency, food security. This will require having the requisite expertise in place. And that's why the agriculture sector is also critical. And so the government intentionally targeted these four sectors to bring about motivation, satisfaction to the workers, essential workers. I'm going to give you the numbers to make sure that they're motivated to stay on the job and to do the job in a committed and dedicated way. So the education sector, for example, so we know teachers, educationalists are critical, as I have emphasized already. But the top-up initiative was not just done in vacuum. The ministry was keen in identifying those with vocational qualifications, the certificates, with C certificates, with B certificates, with associate degrees, with bachelor's degrees, with master's degrees. The ministry took those with those educational qualifications and the professional background into consideration. There are a total of 15,675 employees in both the Ministry of Education and the Monrovia Consolidated School System. Of this number so far, the Civil Service Agency...
Okay, folks, a pleasant good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all of you. Many thanks once again for joining us on this wonderful Thursday morning on this edition of the Morning Ride. There happens to be the 22nd day in the month of May. Welcome, folks. It's good to have you joining the conversation. This is your breakfast info companion program that takes you across Nigeria, Africa, and the rest of our one world when it comes to critical issues and bumper to bumper when it comes to information, but we are certainly here. If nobody talks about you, then you are nobody, but we are certainly here. I'm Wiki Brooks, and Ambassador Jonathan B. Vassian is alongside Sakano, who is the man behind the camera. producing all of the video and sounds, but it's good to have you join the conversation. Mondays to Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. We'll rubble through issues of national concern, critical analysis. Your views, opinions are well respected, but what supersedes at the end of the day? Facts. Welcome, folks. He who drinks to drown his worry should know worries, know how to swim. Walker. Let's have a good time together after walk and talk the talk, and as usual have the shift the party of our democracy. Welcome, folks.
With the Ministry of Education, we've been able to cover 9,515 of the employees cut across all those professional backgrounds I just named to you, covered under the top-up initiative, meaning that none of those people are no longer being paid below $150.
Chairman on rules.
Why you call constitutional? They already move you. The poor James Kool they say you
Yes, because Julius, this is the kind of country we have, and we have people to behave the way they are behaving.
To this song, but you know, if nobody talks about you, trust me, then you are nobody. Listen to this song as we about to go through this morning.
When people trying to be disrespected of the rule of law, I mean, they conduct themselves the way they want to conduct themselves. But tomorrow in session, I can say clearly to the public, we are going to encourage Speaker Richard Kool that we respect, to respect Rule 54.1 and 2, talk that speaks to the fact that all committee chairs are appointed for the.
Hello, sir. I don't know what happened. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah.
Hello?
You can go ahead.
Okay, there at no point in time, there was no point in time during the impasse that the leadership, more especially heads and co-chairs of committee, were being disputed. The issue were about the removal of the speaker that were hijacked, and then later on we ensured that the rule of law was followed, and that those individuals who supported Richard Kool did what they did, and we respect that because the procedures of our elections were followed. And the choice of Natl to resign, he made an ultimate sacrifice on behalf of our country, but the precedent was set. Now, Rule 54.1 clearly states that chair and co-chairs of committee are appointed for a period of 3 years, a tenure position. For Speaker Kool to be elected and arbitrarily decided amicably to dissolve those committees and begin to appoint people, even our rules silent on the membership of committees. Those individuals that are appointed on committees as members, the rule did not speak anything to it, so they are there for the period of 3 years. The rule did not talk about any removal.
Now, how are chairpersons removed if, for example, they want to make changes?
If you want to make changes that what he has done, the only procedure to follow is to get the 2/3 and then do a circulation of a memo that we are going to change our rules. We're going to suspend our rule or dissolve our committees within 24 or 72 hours. Those information should be circulated to every member of the House. And then that determination will be made. When we go on the floor, Speaker Kool needs to lobby it and get the 49 votes to dissolve this committee to give him the authority to reappoint people. But against all of those, we encourage him. We sat with him that this was not the procedure to follow. And he told us almost like, in an elementary where you go to hell, nothing going to happen.
Oh, wow.
But we can say to you, Speaker Kool will be encouraged tomorrow to follow the rules. If he refuses to do so,
what will you do?
The government will have an opportunity to bring more police again to do what they want to do, but we are not going to be violent.
But if you're not being violent, then why are you talking about the government will bring in police?
They will want to prevent us from going to session to state our opinions, and then we are going to go to the court. We will follow the rule of.
You are nobody, but whatever you are, it's a pleasure having you joining the conversation on this wonderful, wonderful day. Welcome, folks, to this edition of the morning ride, and we are certainly here again on this wonderful, wonderful day, folks. Hope you are with us this morning. Follow us. You can follow us on Kool 91.9 Kool Radio Outline, and you can also follow on our YouTube page. Leave a comment, share as well, and you can also be part of the conversation. We can sell the goods on the shelves that are there, been there for over a period of time. Trust me, you can be sponsored to the show. We open to you. We open doing business with you. You can come, you want to sponsor the first segment, the second segment, 30 minutes, or whatever. But it's always good to have you join the conversation on this wonderful, we talked some very hard truth on this platform, and looking at some of the sectors that have been challenged. Just imagine, there are a lot of things. Every time we talk about some of these things, people think we just won't talk about it. But sometimes these things become a very serious issue. We followed quite recently when the Minister of Labor was summoned by the House of Elliot, the Senate, questioning him on jobs that have been given to foreign nationals in the thousands that Liberians are competent and qualified to perform. We have spoken about the issue of unemployment rates in the country for a long period of time, but yet there are folks, we put that place who are in position to help settle this matter, but they have chosen to downrise the character and been better driven over the years that they would prefer to give jobs to foreign nationals that Liberians can perform, pay their taxes, put food on the table, educate their kids, and seek further better medical attention and pay their rent as well. But it's the other way around. We have heard rumors, allegedly, that some of our officials of government are there trying to make sure that jobs that are Liberian, you just imagine, to grease engine, you will bring somebody from India, you bring somebody from China, you bring somebody from Nigeria and other places, when Liberians are here who have gone to vocational school, technical school, and no other mistake. And so the Labor Minister was placed under the spotlight a few days ago by the Senate committee. We saw Honorable Das Delonso, and they were looking at the Labor Minister, Councilor Kool, saying here somebody who's not prioritizing Liberians in the labor market or the labor sector, whatever you want to call it. But let me say good morning to all, if that's all right. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Ambassador, and it's a pleasant welcome. It's so bright this morning. As a matter of fact, you're aware that we are around the rainy season, and yesterday was another evidence that the rains is around, and we have to get prepared for such a process here. And we are always here in the morning, welcoming you to your morning info companion here. And Liberia first, Liberia first, Liberia last. It's important. Ambassador, like I usually say, especially in the case of Kool now, he's on time bomb. And those of the leaders that are into positions and not prioritizing the interests of Liberians, they are on time bomb. It's a problem. And this problem must be addressed.
And Ambassador, the noise is very huge. The Moscow County Senator Darryl DeLon, he was being concerned about the number provided and the permit given to foreign national 8,000. And for him, he said it is not about the 8,000, but it's about jobs that Liberians are qualified and can do. But to have 8,000 foreign nationals with work permit for jobs that Liberian can perform is a sad thing. He said that some of our officials have dollarized themselves, they are belly drilling anything, you know.
They are in for a better choice of word, like what is being heard around, they are into the pockets of those folks. But that's what they usually say to us, that your officials, your ministers are in our pockets. So at the end result, if you're not careful, you find yourself just in such a position that because of the money, they turn you around and they place you whatever form it is. And this is why Liberians have asked. And the law is telling us that the Minister of Labor, not just corporate crack, but all of the Ministers of Labor that have been in that position since the inception of that law, are to set up regulations. Because there are informal jobs in the informal sector, Liberians are exclusively to be prioritized in those areas.
And you know, when he appeared before, and he one person of recent that appeared before the Senate or various committees asking concerning, because these are concerns have been raised.
Yeah.
And when he claimed, when he appeared, he claimed that the 8,000 work permits that he issued, or the Ministry of Labor issued, 6,980 went to non-African nationals, while 2,699 were granted to non-ECOWAS nationals.
You see that?
You see?
2,699. And Liberians are crying for jobs in this country. Liberians are crying for jobs. And Ambassador, one thing that made me, I got so much disdain with Councilor Kra when he was fumbling on the issue of description of jobs, job descriptions. You give people a job, you don't know the description of the jobs you give them. You give people a job, you don't know the kind of work they're doing. You don't know, or is it a clever attempt, or because this part is money making, mind you, they pay for these work permits. They pay for it. They are still the price attached to these work permits. So it's not because it's cost intensive, so money is attached to it, so it becomes an issue of secrecy. And all he has to tell the house that this thing is a system that goes through the LRA, and they send this part of the portal to us, so we are the ones. So I have to go back. Imagine the minister telling the lawmakers at the level of the Senate that he will go back, collect the data, where he will get to know the kind of jobs or job description these people are doing before. You want them, the minister gave people work permit to work, and they don't know the kind of jobs these people are doing?
And you know,
it's very much sharp.
This is something that a lot of them would not like us to say, but these are actually reality.
It is.
Come to think about this, Ambassador. How much the Labor Ministry, we have asked times or a number, we have not been able to give her any fee.
Yeah.
In terms of alien registration, when these people come to Liberia, how much have we, returned to our national corpus?
Yeah.
And these are things that, like, we should not be going to seek this information. These are information that should be out there.
It should be up to the
work
public.
permit, alien registration, resident permit, all of these things.
Before you know where you must be a resident.
Yeah. How much are we talking about that in the last fiscal year, the Labor Ministry contributed to the national budget? The Immigration Service contributed this. If you're talking about 8,000 plots, non-Liberians, you give them work permit. You should be telling officials.
Yeah.
This is where we find ourselves.
Sure, and it's so much important. And imagine, Senator Duncan was saying that, and we observe this thing. Imagine they tell you, say, a construction area, Liberians now, they put it on full-scale jobs. Then Liberians, they tell you, say, work for 3 months, they will renew 3 months, then you come again, and they work perpetually, just in a kind of formal manner, and they are not employed, they are contractors. You see, they are not employed, they are contractors. So, but these other foreigners and alien that come that you're giving work permit to, they are employed. But Liberians are the ones struggling. Ambassador, you were here when you saw the young man that came from King George. He went under the ground. And after, imagine working overtime, and they are the ones who spray the top of the underground so that it don't cave in. And there's a chemical that I'm dealing with. He worked overtime. And he said, when he got down from the truck, asking that he should go further, when he got down from the truck, before he could make up his mind, he dropped on the ground. Stroke. That young man today cannot work. And they are telling the man, say, can't sign contract. They're not concerned with the man's sickness, but they are telling him, I don't know his condition currently. Since that time, he left from in the studio here.
Let's listen to Minister Kerr when he appeared before the Senate committee. I want Nigerians to take the time to listen to this. Why you find sincerity and honesty into
no sincerity in that man.
That's why he said.
So let me ask you who are given work permit, we want to something. So from that manual report, you can give us what we need. You don't need to, so if that system, if you provide for that, the manual process, all of those forms that have been filled in provide. I'm Yomi Kaka Lawrence, I'm a nurse, and I want to work for some of the time. That portion that says that I'm a nurse is what we need. Can we get a list of categories by going through that manual process?
It's possible we can do that. The only reason we have been emphasizing on this report that we've been sending you, because this is automated. It's better, but if we have to go through to say, look, every request that comes to us, we have to now do a manual recording of it. It will be like, it will come from us directly. This one you can contact.
No, we're going back. So what we are trying to do is job creation. We want to make sure that we find jobs for Liberians.
And we do that.
So we have to go back to where we came from to get the 8,000 positions.
What time do you need?
If you have to give us time, the automated system is not going to help us. The manual system will help us. We want you to commit to something and give us the time to go and put that report together and come back every way. We will follow what your suggestion. Can we get a suggestion from you from that? Because it's there.
Madam President gave us 2 weeks to do that. Even within the 2 weeks, we'll try to do as much as possible. We're going to go by to the bylaw of those records to now do a manual recording and then have it checked or put it in the computer to bring it.
Okay, we'll hold that till we request and hear from some of the senators on the chair.
Yeah, okay, so information the minister has. You have a special division. Can you also get records from the companies? their employees. What they're trying to do is that. For example,
Okay.
our company X, they have foreign people working with them. One is a geologist, one is a management, one is a driver. Then
We can get the one directly too.
They can compare that with your data. They can send it also.
Yeah, that would be easier. We can get it for them directly. I will get there. We can submit them. We can come with them.
You have to verify that.
So what you have, what is
accurate information? That's accurate information.
if you trust them to provide accurate information?
That can help a little bit.
Even the application.
We do a strong communication to make sure they give us accurate information. We'll also try to compare that with what we have.
Second question.
President, thank you. This has been brought to an understanding that the minister is asking us for 2 weeks to return and give us the categories of the 8,000. Happy that we have come to that conclusion. However, I have a concern, and since the minister is here, it goes in line with that of the concern of Senator Dallas Dillon of Montserrat. Now into our country, there is no more employment with these various companies and concessions agreement that comes into enforcement. Everyone is now on contractual basis. And the reason for that is to be able to run away from the different benefits that Iberians supposed to be having. Retirement benefit, medical benefit, leave, annual leave at the end of the year. All of those things are being stripped away by these concessions that we bring here and these investors that are into our country. Sometimes I wonder if they are really investors. The word investor doesn't apply to them. Like Sano County, we have about over 5 logging companies situated there. There is no employment. Also, if you check a logging company, people that have them brought in, you will check that in the log yard, maybe get 3 persons there, or maybe 2 securities in the day, 2 securities in the night. So you have about 8 Liberians employed in an entire logging company. I'm wondering what is the purpose of us having these people in Liberia when they cannot employ our people. After 3 months, according to your law, they can be employed. But for that 3 months, they will sign 6 months contract, and then another 6 months, and then after no contract again, they will work continuously for 2-3 years on that 3 months contract signed 4 years ago. So this is something I need you to really look at, and when you come back, you want to tell us. Also, the so-called investment of these people that are coming here, they are not investing. They are exploiting. It is the exploitation of our resource. As we were discussing before, we cut it off just for you to come in. We cannot barely fix our roads because we don't have money. Everything we rely on a few taxes that we generate. When we know that you're supposed to be telling us that those laws should not be cut by a man who just bring $2 million here and become $20 million richer when he goes by cutting our laws and putting it on the ship. Then let Liberians do it ourselves. We can't sit down, other people can get rich, then when Liberian man wants to get rich, everybody fighting, holding him down. He's a senator, he's not supposed to invest. He's a representative, he's not supposed to have money. Then when we leave this job, in the end, after 2 months, we have no money, and the very people there be laughing and saying, oh, he used to be. Look how he's fighting for taxes. But then when this so-called investor come, in 2 years, they get 20-30 million. And the whole
Now we got job there.
That's what he said. So this is where the buck stopped throughout this whole discussion. They mentioned throughout this whole discussion. The machine does not.
Here at the level of the Senate on labor, a former warlord from Grand County.
The chairman said the chair of that committee will issue with him.
a man who fought to reduce the population when it comes to workforce.
Yeah.
But this is the man that you place the trust and confidence in.
Labor.
And you if you keenly listen to it, the machine that provides the work cannot determine who is a Liberian.
So he's depending on Ghana.
But he's in Kobo pocket. This is a shameful, embarrassing thing.
The man who has a record of forced labor practice in this country, having Liberian sons and daughters behind them, yeah,
that rape and kill people.
That the man that began
labor
chair on labor. So you know, I won't get fed because you can look at it on yourself.
Then Minister Cooper Cry, a legal practitioner,
a counselor,
struggling to defend how he issued permits.
No, even Ambassador, the thing is, he doesn't even understand what the Senate have asked for. The Senate to the whole process here. The Senate told him, say, please bring a category of these, the work permit you have. They already know that you are getting work permits, right? Give us the category, job description. Okay, they person here from one Louis from this country in Liberia that is job is doing the driver.
The minister is saying the system he inherited. You know, we said these things earlier on. Those of you who took over from the previous government in those positions, you needed to have done a proper infantry on personnel on what system you were inheriting. You will not wait until you are called to speak before you say to the people, oh yeah, we inherited this. When we said earlier on, those of you who were being appointed or nominated by the president following confirmation to have gotten back to the citizen to say, look, this system that we inherited, these are the issues that we got. I want us to go back to this minister.
I mean, our leader, I'm fair also.
I think we sent several communications and we asked you to appear without this. I don't know whether this was
identify whether this person is a mechanic according to the minister.
No machine like yourself.
The machine that is providing work permit, the minister is before you. That's the information that I got. And okay, so unless he has additional information to provide, then we'll look forward to hearing from him.
Information.
Senator, what information?
So the information here, what I quoted the distinguished senator is that there is a regulation 2019, labor regulation, and in that regulation, it states categories to issue permit.
You're talking about use the market.
It has the 2019 regulation. They have category, they have to issue permit. They even specify those who have exemption for permit, for labor permit. Good. Now, with that regulation, it tells you that when you are cultivating a system, the system is cultivated by regulation. So there's no way that that system that we're talking about will have a theater system that you will not capture. Because once you capture the information in the system, you run a query. You just run a query. So I think the minister should go run the query and run the information. Thank you.
Mr. Minister, can you respond?
Okay, like I was saying, Madam President, we met a system, the categorization of work permit in the system is that non-African, we identify them by the work permit we issue. The non-ECOWAS African aliens, we also identify them. Aliens that are ECOWAS aliens are also identified by the system. And this is a system that was built, that we met. We have not changed the system. And the category here, based on our report, that's what we send you. And we try to continue to say that. We talk about that 8,000 you talk about. The 8,000, 6,000 of that number, that non-African alien. Those are, you say, ordinary white people. Then non-ECOWAS alien these are from other African countries, we also give the number. Okay, for example, the North African alien, the 6,980, that constituted 69%. Then you got non-ECOWAS alien Africa, that was 2,699, that constituted 27%. These categories are tagged into LRA.
Every time we pass concession here, it is part of our knowledge that we will create jobs out there for our people. This legislature deliberately passed a Decent Work Act and authorized the Minister of Labor to issue regulations or what we call employment permit, known as work permit. With deliberate intent to preserve some jobs for Liberians. And what the minister is doing here is he reaching to the point where he risking.
I know people will want to get mad, but we will have to say some of these things. Whether somebody likes it or not, it's a shame. Even the senators who are questioning the minister, it's a shame that they sat and allowed the president nominated or appointed or 3, 4, 5 persons for one county, Nima County, that Ministry of Labor and Nima County Ministry.
And they confirmed.
They confirmed without looking at something. And they were hugely influenced by the late Senator Prince Johnson. They lied. Minister from Nima, the other deputy minister from Nima, the other assistant minister from Nima, this PRO Nima. What is this? And you allow these people without even questioning and asking the president. We agree, these people are Liberians. But you place it in a position that they think they're running their own show.
And the needed results will not be achieved.
Now you get one minister telling us that a system inherited. A legal man telling us. We're all even sitting to say, look, we need to correct some of these things. And working with the committee to see how you can amend or revive the law that establish the Ministry of Labor on how do foreigner, non-Liberian get work permit. A legal man is sitting before us, someone who have never entered law school will come to teach you these kind of things. And President Judah Imam, please pay attention to the Labor Ministry.
And the people wrote the Labor Ministry, and there was a specific request. But the minister is before the Senate pretending to say he doesn't know the purpose of which he's there.
He's a legal man.
A legal man. Then my frustration more is the men who they made, they said that we got to critically look at the Senate.
No, the Senate is
we say that the lower house are the noise maker, right? Yeah. But the Senate, we claim that they are House of Elders. We give, and that's because you owe it, now you get sense to give people advice.
Yes. Look at the Senate.
Yeah, look at the Senate.
They put it on the spotlight.
Look at the Senate.
Then look at the Senate. You got a former warlord as a senator from Green Gillette County and chairman on labor. You got the chairman on education.
Yeah.
For Maggie County on sanction.
Yeah.
That nobody wants to sit with him to have any discussion.
You got a force on the ECOWAS Parliament.
Yeah.
And you know who have a long-standing record in this country. That folks know about.
You see?
So why would you make the House of Elder to be a place?
You got one man previously was being called corruption king Kool. Alex Starr, Bomi County people say that they're one of the best son and the senator there.
Yeah. What happened?
Emmanuel Nugwe. who want
and they call it desperate billionaire.
No, I think they have one and say crazy billionaire.
Yeah, yeah, we can put the money in the car, must go bad.
You got him.
Oh, we don't want results. Oh.
You got one man from Riverside called Bentwari.
Yeah, the elephant.
The elephant, the people stood in the rain and the sun. They elected him.
The people can tell people when you go vote, don't look at the reason why you vote somebody. Look at the emblem. Whether that dog, vote anybody. Just look at the place coming from, the party coming from. That's all you should look at. Don't critique the person.
Are we serious people in this country?
We will fight for not being serious.
Do we look at the real issues?
And these are the people that confirm folks that are working.
Yeah.
This is the reason I'm fine.
They say you're only confirming that man call you're asking
yeah. Then I gotta hear you. You get what I'm saying?
They will gain the time.
You will give them again time.
No, let people listen to their own people.
We got a list.
Mm-hmm.
When I spoke to
they got the skills, market table for job market. When we and we beg them the information.
The question goes to the chair.
Get the answer.
I'm the chair on level. Oh, thank you very much. Protem, we got a list. When I spoke with the minister, the list that was submitted, all of us received copies too. That list does not define or identify category. Category meaning it does not say whether the person is a carpenter or is a mechanic or electrician. It does not say that.
Correct.
And the minister is saying that the system that provides the work permit does not go down to define category. That's what he's saying. So this is where the box staff throughout this whole discussion. Throughout this whole discussion, the machine does not identify whether this person is a mechanic according to the minister.
What machine are you
The machine that is providing work permit, the minister is before you. That's the information that I got. And okay, so unless he has additional information to provide, then we'll look forward to hearing from him.
Information.
Senator, more information.
So the information here, when I quoted the distinguished senator, is that there is a regulation, 2019, labor regulation, and in that regulation, it states categories to issue permit. It has the 2019 regulation. They have category, they have to issue permit. They even specify those who have exemption for permit, for labor permit. Good. Now, with that regulation, it tells you that when you are cultivating a system, the system is cultivated by regulation. So there's no way that that system that we're talking about, the applicator system, that you will not capture. Because once you capture the information in the system, you want to query. You just want to query. So I think the minutes of you go on the query and you got the information. Thank you.
Okay, like I was saying, Madam President, we met a system, the categorization of work permit in the system is that non-African, we identify them by the work permit we issue. The non-ECOWAS African aliens, we also identify them. Aliens that are ECOWAS aliens are also identified by the system. And this is a system that was built, that we met. We have not changed the system. And the category here, based on our report, that's what we send you. And we try to continue to say that. We talk about that 8,000 you talk about. The 8,000, 6,000 of that number, that non-African alien. Those are, you say, ordinary white people. Then non-ECOWAS alien are from other African countries. We also give the number. Okay, for example, the non-African alien, the 6,980, that constituted 69%. Then we got non-ECOWAS alien Africa, that was 2,699, that constituted 27%. These categories are tagged into LRA.
Mr. Minister, how much is that enough?
Every time we pass concession here, it is part of to our knowledge that we will create jobs out there for our people. This legislature deliberately passed a Decent Work Act and authorized the Minister of Labor to issue regulations or what we call employment permit, known as work permit, with deliberate intent to preserve some jobs for Liberians. And what the minister is doing here is he reaching to the point where he's risking Article 44 contempt because he wants to impede or obstruct our function by a deliberate refusal to comply with plenary amendment. There is no system that only carries your name, your age, your nationality, but the meeting you apply for, that system leaves it off. Something wrong. One category is deliberately out of the system. It tells you something is wrong because you gave work permit for drivers. The system was carried. You gave work permit for carpenters. The system was carried. We will not pay people school fee to go to vocational school. The government will not fund vocational institutions. Our people get vocational skills. They got the skills marketable for job market. When we create job opportunity, then we give work permit to non-Liberians for the same job for which we created. Because the government wants $1,000 per work permit. Some of the work, the job, they gave it up to non-Liberians that Liberians are qualified and available to have, pay more than $2,000 to $3,000 a month. The minister, my order to the minister, Madam Pro Tem and distinguished colleagues, is that for 4 months, this minister has been begging this issue. 8,000 work permits to non-Liberians for jobs that the minister can't provide the category and description of is troubling. Something is wrong. The minister is risking contempt and will beg this plenary to hold the minister in contempt until he submit that list. We must know who he's giving the jobs to, because in keeping with my communication that I wrote, I quoted all of the law. Regulation, chapter 7, section 7, chapter 45, section 45.9, respectively of the Decent Work Act, authorize the Minister of Labor to issue regulations for the issuance of work permit to aliens, foreigners, and or non-Liberians. Under this authority, the Ministry of Labor has issued the revised regulation number 17/2029, rightfully quoted by my colleague, Francis Dobo, setting the condition. Yet the interesting thing I want us to note here, Section 3 of the regulation, no permit shall be issued to a non-African alien.
And now, but some of you saw all as the bad people, you're seeing it now. Liberians are out of job, but the very same people that they think they believe their own, those who sit in authority, those who should be spearheading these things. Nobody's saying Liberians are also out of Liberia. They're working, but they are restricted with certain kind of a jobs that they would do.
Sure. Then Liberians in the country are supported by government or individuals or institutions to technical knowledge,
you can get education. You can get 8,000 plus people job, work permit to work in Liberia. But you got more than 200,000 young people who've been recruited over the days, the months, the year, to harmful substances. That's a huge recruitment area there.
Then if you listen to him, he said the system they were using is the same system they are not changing. Where is the man coming from? The man not serving the past government?
The man Minister of Post and Telecommunications.
He's serving the past government?
Yeah.
So the system they used to that the same system he went away. You see, Liberia? You see? We thought that President Boga was sending you to that particular post so that you can make a difference.
I told you the post in that ministry or the Nimakante ministry. Why anybody who likes it or not, let it hear you people.
Eh? Why?
Maybe President Boga probably do not know.
It is. Councillor Jana called yesterday. He said these things, most of the things the president, they are not even know of this well permit, okay, 1,000, 2,000, and the president will be knowing all the things. It's not. But it is the information that the ministry is giving him that what he will follow.
You got a deputy minister for alien registration.
Yeah.
Rafael Dodokon.
Yeah.
That for Nimaka.
Look them on Nimaka there. You see? And the man just imagine before you appear before the Senate Monday, he went at a cabinet meeting with the president in the T building. He was there. You see how you see how we look in this country? We're not helping the system.
It's because when you put a group of people for one tribe or one area, they think they in a family house. But when you find people from that very background and knowing fully well that Nathaniel VAR comes from this county, Wiki Bros from this, Sakano from there, we will not compromise certain things.
It's about your job. You're going to protect tribe, or just be on the job, and just be that will pay you. No.
And this is one of the things that the president critically needs to look at. There is a ministry and agency. The tribal line is obstructing the real function of the ministry and agency. And the president needs to look at. You even if you go to LIS, most of the folks there from local country. Yeah. And these are some of the issues that must be addressed. We can have these things happening. Minister Nima Kante, Deputy Minister Nima Kante, Assistant Minister Nima Kante, PRO, Deputy PRO Nima Kante. What are these things for? And this is one of the failure from the president. President, each county was going to have a minister.
Yeah.
One of the promises that he made during the campaign.
Sure.
But you see one ministry, one candidate will just take over one ministry or one agency, one group of people will take over.
Okay.
You get somebody who fought war, kill people, destroy lives, say he's chairman on labor.
You know who abuse labor? The person who was there. Forced labor.
And they are not even asking the minister in the 8,000 plus work permit, what's the return financially the government covers?
What's the ratio with Liberians? And the reason why I'm saying that the elects are asking this question, because like you said, jobs in the informal sector are only for Liberians. If you are giving foreigners, aliens, jobs that Liberians should be doing,
but this is giving a shame to the minister that you will give permit and don't know the kind of the kind of a job this person is about to perform.
Yeah, you say you don't know. All you know they are not African, and they are African, they are not Liberian.
You giving somebody work permit. What are the men going to be? Driver, horse help?
No.
You only want the money.
No, only the money you want.
And you know Liberians can perform such, you know, we are also responsible for keeping our people out of jobs and saying no job, no job.
Yeah. Every day, no job. Every day, Liberian can't do their work. They can't do this.
Let's listen to him.
Now, to engage in the informal sector, that's a driver. store-bought, all the things, the informal sector. Going for this store, you will see store-bought. Go see for a junior truck and thing, you will see drivers and other things. Additionally, no permit shall be issued to any alien, whether non-African or not, to engage in any of the businesses set aside by law exclusively for Liberians. This is the Liberian Legislation Act that we passed at the legislature for the executive to go implement and enforce for the good of our people in our country. The executive is violating this very law, and we appear that we do nothing for our people, we only hear for ourselves. The emphasis. Moreover, Section 6 of the 2019 regulation carries that except as otherwise provided by law, an employer who seeks to employ must first convince the Ministry of Labor that he or she cannot find a suitable Liberian for any existing vacancy by showing proof of publication of information regarding such vacancy for at least 1 month. In at least 2 local newspapers and on 2 local radio stations, as well as all Nigerian websites, additionally inclusive. Such employer shall obtain a certificate from the Ministry of Labor and prove that he or she has found no Nigerian qualified or suitable for the job. And until such proof is shown, the Ministry of Labor, consistent with Chapter 5 of the Decent Work Act, shall issue no work permits to an alien, even if the alien has residence permit. Where is the category of the 8,000 work permit that the Ministry of Labor have issued that we can find no qualified, suitable, and available Liberian to have? That's the question we're asking.
So, Mr. Minister, are you saying that we issue work permit to aliens without knowing what job that they're going to do? Do we issue work permit without knowing what job that they're going to do?
Work permit, Madam Pro-Tem, work permit that we issue will be issued based upon job classification. Job classification, when we issue bill for those work permits, the bill goes to the LRA. This system we have right now is actually the punching in of those information are done by LRA. LRA collects the money, they punch
so
out those information.
Work permit, not knowing what job they want to do.
The classification that LRA will have will be non-African alien, non-African ECOWAS member state, ECOWAS member. Those categories are there with LRA. That's the one that come back to us.
So that means all the laws that were quoted, all the laws that were just quoted are being violated.
It's not violated, Madam.
But if we're issuing,
not violated.
Sarah Chen.
I don't think we should waste our time. I think the submission of the minister is an admission that they have no record of positions occupied by the aliens employed in our economy. That is sad. If that's the case, that is sad. Because the first thing the ministry is supposed to do, the first thing that is required, that is not required, is that if a position is declared vacant, and they say position, there is a person. Position must be declared vacant. There must be a position before the ministry looks out there or before somebody applies. So what is that position? What's the minister telling us? That when they come to the ministry as African aliens, non-African aliens, and what have you, and those are the categories? No, that cannot be. Then that the ministry is in violation of the very law. That's what the minister is talking about. It's a position that must be vacant. It's that position that the ministry should use to make a determination whether in this country we have the particular skill set. Meaning whether there's a Liberian that is capable, qualified to occupy that position. If not, before the ministry can look out there, advertise a position. Advertise a position. Nothing else you advertise it, but the position.
So you can come back to us and say, LRA does it, LRA does that, LRA does this. You must first start with you first. Before even the payment is made at the LRA, you must make a determination by virtue of the information provided that a position is vacant. A position is vacant. So you must have a catalog of those positions and the requirements to fill the position.
Information is that
the minister should prepare the report as requested.
Senator Koka, okay, let me get information from Senator Toko. Then after the Senator Koka, Senator Denonville,
yeah, so, but I wanted this new senator. I think I would just be as chair of telecommunication. As chair of telecommunication, we've always concerned about the services, the online services of all of the institutions. I think we said that in our opening statement here that we will follow up to see how the services are performing. For example, the NR they gave all ID card and the barcode is not functional. Okay, those are issues local. So we look at the website of the Ministry of Labor. The information is requested by the Ministry of Labor on their website. They ask for all the information, the job description, everything you import that into the system online. They have online license. So what can the minister go? I'm looking at the website. Yeah, so I think we can look at that with the minister, go back and tell your people. It's on your website. You ask for the information. All truth in it, but perhaps the way in which they been approached.
Under Article 21C of the Liberian Constitution provides that anybody who is accused of a crime presumed innocent until proven otherwise, and also will be confronted with the charge. Notwithstanding, this Senate is a quasi-judicial institution. Why it is true that happened, at least we expect that one of our colleagues that is in much with the kind of published information to give us some empirical facts. For example, John Brown, if there is a case they are said to be corrected. However, the institution here is responsible.
With all due respect to the colleague, I don't think he's delving to the issue we discussing. He's swaying away from the issue. He's swaying away from the issue. But we're not accusing anybody of crime or doing anything. I only say that the actual information and the question of the minister should be provided. That's all. Thank you.
So, Senator Johnson said you raise contempt if you violate those laws. Yeah, raise contempt. So we have that's
okay. So I think I will advise this other body to give some consideration in terms of giving time with the duty provided with the minister that this identical information that is being requested by the Senate, if it had not been provided, they should constitute the first and the last.
No, Senator, you just interrupted. This is a situation that's been on this floor for
suggestion
over 4 months.
Suggestion is subject to acceptance or rejection.
No, but we just want to inform you on where we are. This has been on the floor for over 4 months. This committee has reported over 3 times. We've had a debate, and we need this final information for the Senate to make decision. So we can provide you with those information so you follow. So right now you will not inform properly about this debate.
You listen to
the chair.
So who?
Okay, are you?
So let me ask you a question, please.
Senator Taylor.
Yeah, I would like to ask the minister. Does the ministry have a share in this collection that is taken?
Can you use a microphone?
I'm asking. The money collected from the work permit, the ministry have a share? I would like to know, please.
My distinguished colleagues, I want us to stick to this issue.
No, the reason why I'm asking the question,
I want us to stick to this issue. We're talking about job creation. And we've had all of these debates and the reports that have come on the floor. The issue now is to get the list of the 1,000 aliens who are given work permit. We want to see the categories to see why they were given the work permit as per category, and if the categories are categories that Liberians should occupy, then we insist that Liberians take the job.
So the reason why
for this debate.
I agree. The reason why I'm asking the question because I'm leading to the same direction.
Yeah.
The Ministry of Labor may want to give more job permit because they have a share. And we are being accused because we are not creating jobs for our people. Because I can't understand why the minister will not be able to, in 4 months' time, give us the category of jobs. Because we have requested over what I was in 2 other hearings, and we requested that we wanted the category of job per the information he gave us. Who is he giving job to? Because there are jobs we believe, more especially for some of us that come from a county that have concessions. We've been accused that we are giving jobs to non-Liberians that Liberians can do. So this is key and important. But I believe the reason why, and look, the freedom of information gave us the information we need to work with. But I believe because maybe no category of jobs that are given to non-Liberians, if you give it to Liberians, you will not get more money to run the ministry or whatever the case is. But I strongly believe that you need to give us the information because we need it. We need it. Thank you for that.
I think the fact, if the minister is saying that they are providing work permits with all categories, it is a violation of all of the laws that were stated. They said they should insist that this minister go back and bring us that list on Thursday with the categories. But before that, you have to tell us the procedures. How does it work? How do you lead to giving work permit? Do you just have people coming to the ministry and you give them a blank check? There has to be a procedure. There has to be forms. There has to be positions for which work permits are given. So it's confusing if you just say that work permits are given without you knowing the category. And all of the rules are there, so it's even more concerning for you to say that. Can you just tell us the procedure that's followed before work permits are given?
Thank you, Madam President. To issue work permit, you will have to make an application to the ministry that you first must have a resident permit for the immigration, and then you come and say, I'm an engineer, I want to work with, say, Metal Steel. Then we will issue, that request, it goes to the alien registration. They issue the bill, and they go to LRA to make the payment. LRA will put the application in the different categories, either non-African, ECOWAS, or gratis. That's what is done. But let me explain. Let me go further to say that the reason I said this is the category we meant was that this is a system that was in place about a year or almost 2 years before we took over. And I'm sure at that time that they don't want to say like, yeah.
So with the minister, you have a manual process before you get to the system. That manual process is the form that states the position. Because you have to say you're an engineer, you are an accountant. So from that manual report, you can give us what we need. You don't need to, so if that system, if you provide for that, The manual process, all of those forms that are being filled in provide. I'm Yomi Kaka Lawrence, I'm a nurse, and I want to work for some of the time. That portion that says that I'm a nurse is what we need. Can we get a list of categories by going through that manual process?
It's possible. It's possible we can do that. The only reason we have been emphasizing on this report that we've been sending you, because this is automated. It's better, but if we have to go through to say, look, every request that comes to us, we have to now do a manual recording of it. It will be like it will come from us directly. This one you can contact.
No, we are going back. So what we are trying to do is job creation. We want to make sure that we find jobs for Liberians.
And we do that.
So we have to go back to where we came from to get the 8,000 positions.
What time do you need?
If you have to give us time, the automated system is not going to help us. The manual system will help us. We want you to commit to something and give us the time to go and put that report together and come back every week. We will follow what your suggestion. Can we get a suggestion from you from that? Because it's there.
Madam President gave us 2 weeks to do that. Even within the 2 weeks, we'll try to do as much as possible. We're going to go by to the bylaw of those records to now do a manual recording and then have it checked or put it in the computer to bring it.
Okay, we'll hold that till we request and hear from some of the senators on the chair.
Information the minister has. You have a special division. Can you also get records from the companies, their employees? What are categories they are? For example, company X, they have foreign people working with them. One is a geologist, one is a mining engineer, one is a driver.
We can get the one directly too.
They can compare that with your data. They can send it also.
Yeah, that would be easier. We can get it for them directly. As we get there, we can submit them. We can come with them.
Even have to verify that.
So what you have?
That's accurate information. That's accurate information.
If we trust them to provide accurate information,
that can help a little bit.
Even the application.
We do a strong communication to make sure they give us accurate information. We'll also try to compare that with what we have.
Second question.
Thank you. This has been brought to an understanding that the minister is asking us for 2 weeks to return and give us the categories of the 8,000. Happy that we have come to that conclusion. However, I have a concern, and since the minister is here, it goes in line with that of the concern of Senator Dallas Dillon of Monsuba. Now into our country, there is no more employment with these various companies and concessions agreement that comes into enforcement. Everyone is now on contractual basis. And the reason for that is to be able to run away from the different benefits that Liberians are supposed to be having. Retirement benefit, medical benefit, leave, annual leave at the end of the year. All of those things are being stripped away by these concessions that we bring here and these investors that are into our country. Sometimes I wonder if they are really investors. The word investor doesn't apply to them. Like Sano County, we have about over 5 logging companies situated there. There is no employment. Also, if you check a logging company, people that are brought in, you will check that in the log yard, maybe just 3 persons there, or maybe 2 securities in the day, 2 securities in the night. So you have about 8 Liberians employed in an entire logging company. I'm wondering what is the purpose of us having these people in Liberia when they cannot employ our people. After 3 months, according to your law, they can be employed. But for that 3 months, they will sign 6 months contract, and then another 6 months, and then after no contract again, they will work continuously for 2-3 years on that 3 months contract they signed 4 years ago. So this is something I need you to really look at, and when you come back, you will tell us. Also, the so-called investment of these people that are coming here, they are not investing. They are exploiting. It is the exploitation of our resource. As we were discussing before, we cut it off just for you to come in. We cannot barely fix our roads because we don't have money. Everything we rely on a few taxes that we generate. When we know that you're supposed to be telling us that those laws should not be cut by a man who just bring $2 million here and become $20 million richer when he goes by cutting our laws and putting it on the ship. Then let Liberians do it ourselves. We can sit down, other people can get rich. Then when Liberian man wants to get rich, everybody fighting, holding him down. He's a senator, he's not supposed to invest. He's a representative, he's not supposed to have money. Then when we leave this job, in the end, after 2 months, we'll have no money, and the very people there be laughing and saying, oh, he used to be. Look how he's fighting for taxes. But then when this so-called investor come, in 2 years, they get 20-30 million. And they go back to the home. But we can get it. So let employment business come. If you can't employ, you're not capable of exploiting our resources. You can employ. You don't want to pay the adequate benefits. I'm report him. Arrest.
Senator Sokwe, 5 minutes. And then maybe we can close. Senator Sokwe, 5 minutes.
Thank you, Madam President. Mr. Minister, the idea around these conversations is not to just ask. It is simply to create jobs for people. We have created laws that can provide jobs from a place where we can All right, so I'm saying the reason why we are speaking in this matter is not
So, you know, and this is it. Just imagine a senator who just took his seat, took his oath of office, want to stand behind the king's man. And this is where Liberia is gradually turning apart. It is not intended to hurt anybody. Imagine Honorable Samuel Kuka, the protest is saying this is something that will be on for a couple of months. You just go in there, but you want to go appeal on behalf of your kingdom because he from Nima, you from Nima. The other person for Bom, you from Bom. The other person for grandfather, you from grandfather. How can we run Liberia on the base? We're looking at the law and we still breaking tribal or regional religions, lying into it. How Liberia gets better? You may not agree with me, but these are some of the thoughts, and we will go to the lines to talk to you this morning. Let's talk to our callers. 0775 919 919 080 919. We'll talk about over 8,000 plus jobs for Nigerians. Go to non-Nigerian with all the description, but you give him permit, work permit, and you are not being able to provide the information to the public that the permit will give this person for the job. What? Where are the specifics? Driver, cleaner, gardener, mechanic, and all of these things. But you come after just days after taking oath, you see, you there, and they are telling you, this country.
Good morning, Wiki.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, this is Lee Mike. I'm calling from Dubai.
You're welcome, sir.
Yeah, thank you for this opportunity. You see, our country is heading to the wrong path. If Liberia were a serious country, that minister will be arrested and incarcerated by lying. You see, he said something. Our country has been divided by travel.
Yes!
How will you travel in ministry? You see what the news says? You always see? You see how bitter and how wicked we are? We all want to defend ourselves because it may be from the same country we come from. And those political alignment, it has been breaking bigger decision in this country, where we one country with sensible or with social ministry with decide what to take. And you see, I was had the opportunity to work with Chinese. Even that particular ministry we call labor, they wanted to, ministry that is very, when it comes to respecting or doing their work, they are very weak. How will you get Chinese made from Asia Kenya? It is a cook, they make it $2,000. Our own Liberian people cook, they make it $240. What were they happy? Which country wasn't happy? You don't see it anywhere, any part of the world. You know how many skilled Liberian ideas are doing that have learned and they are not even had the opportunity to even have a job. Chinese coming taking our job, doing everything. So it's frustrating. Then secondly, like a war law. This is a country, is not an interesting country. A war law is going to be part of the society, a modern society. Look at who came yesterday, who destroyed the country. These are people, they are being awarded with power, making decisions on behalf of its citizens. They brought drugs to the young people. They were part of it. You see how far we are going? Then we think that the country, the citizens of the country, they are doing better. Because people will expect to do something. All of them have schema. And these are people yesterday who were drinking water, destroying the citizenry. Today the country is destroyed. Sitting in a Senate, making a decision for the innocent people who were past. Today they have been victimized. They are not able to get even jobs. They are not even able to get.
All right, thank you. Let's talk to other callers. You're live.
Good morning. Natl.
Good morning, sir.
Thank you guys, good morning. Wiki and Nathaniel, you see, this thing that happening always, we should blame ourselves. The reason we should blame ourselves because we're Liberians. You see the eye of what's happening in South Africa, they are xenophobic. It is growing. They are breeding it.
Yeah, sure.
They are the one who breeding it. And it will be the cost of the Liberian to rise up today. They shouldn't say it. Well, we shouldn't say it. Don't join behind the person to support this person to advocate on your rights. It is starting. It happened in South Africa. Because the people sat down there, the other people were in full control of their natural resources, and they were being harmed. They couldn't understand nothing. It's what going on today. One man called himself minister. The Senate called him, telling you, we Liberian that he will bereaved. it is laughable. He will bereaved. So because he couldn't give what the Senate wanted from him. He came with his swinging.
Yeah, you gave him permit with all description of the kind of the work permit you gave him. What sort of work you only give permit and you cannot explain. Say that's the system inherited. You as a legal person, what did you do to make sure that you correct these things? So you gave him permit, you just get work permit. What kind of work the man going to do? You don't know.
You don't know. All you know, she gave it.
Okay.
Because you wanted money.
All right, let me talk to somebody who is joining us from Texas and from the United States. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
I'm okay. My name is TJ Flo, and I'm calling from Dallas, Texas, in the U.S. I've been following your program, but to be real, it is since Senator Kool that just come on the House Speaker.
Yeah, the ringleader of the House leadership crisis from the lower house that we have a reason who have now gone to the Senate, and his first appearance or his first session is to appeal for a king's man.
Sorry to say, but let us pray to him back this war or you know journalists. Let us say the project can get out of the back of her mind. But all the money coming. Let she get it what if I can start today, he started today with war. Why you don't even know? And he's telling him we will be only give for more than 1 month. Let she get prepared and start putting all the crew together for all money. The way he can do it in the horse and go to the Senate. And for what he's doing today, on what is not recording, she should get prepared for all the other money to So thank you for your program, my brother. So for all the working here, we don't have to get focus here. We got to speak up. We got to speak up. With the working places, we don't want to get our friend. We put it forward. Different country. People will come and put it voting us here. You put it very immense. We got to speak up. We vote it also. The people still the same for that bureau.
Okay, thank you.
But people will be now.
Thank you for that statement. Good morning. Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just calling from the class from this orange. Then I get first is that was there is the kind of people we vote people just so get. This is Senator Dillon. I'm not a supporter of Senator Dillon, but he is a stand-up senator. He's really, that's the reason he brought it to the platform. He's really above all of them. Let me tell you honestly, you see that when you vote people like you said based on travel law, citizenship, political affiliation is what you get. You see how Senator Kool feel really asking for consideration on behalf. Things affecting millions of Labre. They have got people so jobless to the extent they cannot find a way. If you talk about consideration, you support your things like we're going to for the same political party. Is this how we run this country? We have to be honest with ourselves. The labor minister is across the company. If you check his academic credential, he has no education as a related labor matter. You see, you appoint people based on political setting or a political contribution to you is one of the point. Every person put out a job lower than that labor, you see, you get someone better for the job to remain your family. The power of consular. You know what people in this country we have to change. Then we change the way in which we appoint people to political position in this country. Then we change and be then one of the political connection in this country to move for. Like for example, I see Kool. If I want to employ people there now, LFA people, I will be looking at you and not Jennifer. When you have worked there more, you have more in and out of an institution. If I just bring soil, LFA, that person that brought you, that person will feel well because they don't see the Lord and run out that place. It's what happened on that club. They break over any perspective to its particular sector.
Okay, my brother, thank you. Let's talk to other callers. You made your point. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, this is something people I have started this morning. I think the leader needs to do. Because even we as commoners, it is as decision to the Sunday. Doesn't make any sense. How will someone apply to OFM without telling any qualification? And here you got the body. What the body going to do? Why you are a candidate or you want to apply as a janitor or whatever? And you see your letter that to tell people that this is what I applied for. So everybody can get up anywhere and get go to business level and they get you permit. You get there along, they get you permit. What you want about nobody knows. But I don't want to do. We are in Ghana, let me say one story. You remember when that girl beat Ghana 3-1? The guy was working with Africa. I tell you, that family got aspired. He wanted to renew the family. They deny him because Ghana have been Nigeria. I mean, Nigeria have been in Ghana. It was not because of the fact influence that Ghana family will read the issue. But in this country, we don't have no okay now, we're not working. You know, man, I wrote that when you come about 8,000 God. And you get his family because you want to give it.
Okay.
That need to go. It need to go.
Thank you. Thank you. Let's talk to other callers on the line this morning. You live.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, Woody, and Nadia, thank you so much for the Liberian people. Nobody happy for you people. I keep saying this. For the word I say you are blessed is from God. Our war will disappear and God's war appear. The OFA family will be blessed because the information that are given unto us from OFA, from Wiki and now. 1,000 following up. They have already got job and are bringing people that were on the ring, on the song, campaigning for Musabaka to become president for the nation. So you want to tell me that Liberia don't have any job, that they don't learn anything about carpenter, and we got engineer, we got a lot of people that live in the local country. And we are dying every day because of no money. Our women living up, our children they respect up, all the engineers. So you want to tell me that Liberia have no job knowledge, and minister more than a senator, minister more than a representative, minister more than the president, and the minister will be sitting into the Senate 14 and just somebody that was voted just recent times from the Conga, trying to take side. Liberia is Liberia. We're not here to divide. There's 15 countries with one family. So we shouldn't say the other country got is so populated, so they want to overshadow other countries, other people. Everybody land, they want everybody want to be equal on the sun in Liberia. So that shouldn't suffer us. President Joseph Biden trying to do something. Senator Tara Dillon just trying to do something. Senator Lauren Yonikanga just do something. So you thank you this morning. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's talk to other callers. You live.
Good morning, Ambassador Wiki and Nat.
Limani Sagi, go on.
Yeah, this is the founder of Lumen Sagi Gym. I joined for district state most of the country. One thing I was getting from the minister is that the minister, I don't see no serious in the minister speaking the same way. Yeah, there was no serious there. You know, such a place like that, as ever you go there, and they ask you questions that make sense, that they may appreciate or Senator, you know, and that the project. They ask questions, but you see, we are not, our elders in this country here. If the president would mean well for all, like someone we take our shares for our brother who will print it for him, and he told no business our user. How will you call it? How will you recall a minister? Yeah, recall a minister. We hear you tell me the plus people are working the places suffering, but they ain't getting that pay. You can go there when some place is working and they treating you bad, minister of go there. Why can't you go to the workers and ask them? What going on?
Yeah.
The workplace is right. But they will go to the middle, they will go to the hair, and what's going to put in their pocket, the water away.
The other man went there. He just got inducted as senator from Lima. That he didn't know the matter. The president been unfolding for months. He start saying he want to do travel turning or counting land.
They want part of the man. That's it. You don't say no Latin will be discovered ever since.
You don't focus on the matter. You like a voting the point that how to focus on. And President Biden said if you think about it to the now, but then you need a government so he at the end of the about it to the now, you should recall the minister. Thank you.
Let's talk to other callers you like.
Good morning, Wiki Bros and Nat.
Good morning, Josiah.
Thank you for the season like the chair. I'm here Josiah so for the Commander Peace Island. Commander of 540. I say thank you for the advance against postpone our regular ministry appearance, the minister appearance. You see, we are not here for people to go straight and call or protect in the name of this person. Councilor Kufoka is sparing the affairs of the labor ministry in this country. And that's the ministry that is responsible, and they say responsible in terms of job creation for us. How? You told us you gave out 1,000 or 8,000 work permits to foreigners. Well, how many work permits gave? For some of the people
and this is the most shameful part of it, that the minister is giving work permit with all description of the work, the permit you're giving. To see a legal person telling us that you're giving work permit and you can tell us what kind of job this person apply for?
Yeah, you don't know it.
Well, that work that exclusive of Nigeria that she is doing. So maybe the minister gets some work permit for some of the people of for some of the to be I can't say for some of the people to be I was so bored. Only because of their own benefits. The only minister trying to
hold his feet to the fire, then he bring the bill to the scriptures. That we and I don't know. That you get 8,000 on their own. What is this? No, let me close today. The Constitution provides honor and confidence. We as Nigerian people, it is our entitlement, it is our right to be informed about the government and know the function and the workings. It is our right, it is not privilege under the Constitution that was being informed of the government. So, what can I information clear?
Thank you. Let's talk to other callers. You live.
Good morning.
Good morning. Go ahead.
Yeah, we are not doing this morning against Minister Joe. I call from people. This minister, sorry to say, but he's a rule.
Oh no, take time. I think you can use a better choice of words.
No,
in that.
Yeah, please take that. Take back. He was never investigated and found.
Yeah.
Because the reason why I say that, you cannot categorize. So you mean all the school whether you know category? Anywhere you work, job description is there. Any company, they give a place that you see that when the scope you see scope when you see carbon, it's there. So that's okay. Anyway, you read that system as a professional man, what is going to do? Review, testing, and put it in the form of which it's going to be. Then you send it for some people that you tell and say, ECOWA that they want. It's very wrong. Something wrong somewhere. As I said, you know, saying something wrong somewhere. You talk something for somewhere and you cannot cover it. And half of it you cover now, so and you will discover anything you bring or discover. So you keep trying to play games. That games. And these are the reasons why many are suffering, because thousands of people got job without getting their job. Can you imagine? The president trusted you, and you are.
Okay, let's talk to other callers. You're live.
Good morning, Mr. Toast. Good morning, Mr. Sam.
Go ahead, sir.
My name is Timothy. Today for the prayer, and I'm waiting this morning from London Capital. Now my attention has been drawn to the red flag that has been raised under the diversity law. I make it. And I think the code right there that there's no way on the union
Your line is bad. Let's talk to other callers. You live.
Thank you. Good morning to both of you. This is Pastor Kool. So, this is just one of the many ministers with different bad actions against the Nigerian people. We have thought that this government was something different. Unfortunately, it's becoming the worst. 6,000 jobs given to non-Nigerians. A sweeping job has been offered to the foreigners for an endowment that it was offered for the minister who's supposed to be a learned counselor. The 1986 constitution. But this is the starting. The senators who are supposed to be doing their check and balance at all times are the same people who were on the vetting committee to have those appointed officials vetted. So, ask yourself this simple question. Is the president now in the know of all that is happening? Of course, I want to believe in it. Except somebody is telling me
We are not discussing the kind of politics. You see, this is where most of the time you people get these things wrong. And that's the reason why we do not focus on getting some of these things corrected. The minister is saying this is something that they inherited. So it tells you that the previous government worked with such system, we're all correcting it.
Yeah, and he said that the system they're using it.
And the system, that's what we're asking. So if somebody sat in that position 6 years, your government that you supported, you brought, your CDC-led government, did not correct it. So meaning that Liberians were denied yesterday.
Yeah.
And Liberians being denied today. We talk about correcting the system and you still thinking and talking about this regime or that regime. You should be very ashamed of yourself that you supported a regime that did not correct the system. Who knows why the number was even more yesterday?
Yeah. How many Liberians are marginalized? How many aliens, how many foreigners were employed?
And that's what we say.
Were given work permit. And today will be affected by such a process.
This was wrong yesterday. And this should be wrong today. And that's why we are trying to correct the system. And you still want to shift the kind of a blame. It is a shame that you saw a system that was never corrected. You did not correct it. You only allow it, and now the minister is saying that the system inherited. Whether it came from an Ellen Johnson, Salif, Jane, it came from President George. But these are systems that he's now telling us that he inherited. But being a legal person, it is a shame that he will be giving job to people and don't know the job description.
We're in trouble.
Yeah. You go rent to a house, you know the community you're renting in. You know the community you reside. You even know your landlord or the caretaker. But because we put politics into almost everything, at the end of the day, the main issue that should be addressed, we leave it.
Why if these people are frustrated?
Yeah.
You're giving them a job. You don't even know that background. You know nothing about them. All you know is you won't get them work permit. And they get into the system. They corrupt the system that tomorrow you are unable to correct. Because you don't know anything about them. You don't know that intent.
And this is the minister who also the chairman for MDR.
Yeah.
That attended the endorsement program of Unity Party emerging with the MDR.
When they see
that was serving as Minister of Post and Telecommunication. You should also understand that this minister in question that we're talking, he served in your government. When he went over there, licenses and other things that they were issuing for the Ministry of Post and Telecommunication, while they were issuing these things and people mailing and all of these things were all even checking, he was sacked because he went to a Unity Party program while sitting as a minister. Today he was rewarded with the position of Minister of Labor. You see, sometimes when you're ready to phone in, you have to do proper background check. You have to look at the kind of people you want to talk about. What are these you talking about? Why the president is in the know? But this man was a man who was appointed by your former president, your political leader.
Were in government.
Were in government.
Came now to correct the system, so the old system, the
system that he made, that you people sat in. You live.
Good morning, Wiki Bruce, and good morning, Nathaniel.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is City Headquarters and I'm calling from our offices. No, I must appreciate you guys for taking the issue out or sending the labor ministry when it comes to.
Liberians are crying, looking for jobs. No, we're all following that whether we got the people with the skill to do certain jobs, we just give it up.
My question is, did I hear like 8,000 jobs have been given to aliens and other foreigners?
Work permit. That means they gave you a permit. That means you got the right to work.
Okay, now, so as for the hearing of the labor minister, it's just looking that when you send a child to school and every day you go to school, you cannot bring no lesson home. We don't have notes. That's just exactly what he's doing. But then that's not the case. What happens for the guy, the man who just took power or something for that? You don't even understand the rules.
Yeah.
Listen to a explanation.
No way, yeah.
The man went there to defend his countrymen. He appealing for his countrymen.
Yeah, he didn't want to forgive the man.
You're not even paying attention to Liberia. The issue being discussed, it is not his concern. His concern is about to pardon the minister. Other than, you know.
Exactly. The thing is only asking the critical and hard question. This is what the Senator said. Are you not violating the Constitution? Then you somewhere to even or say or work. Definitely. If I'm reading the Constitution, the job that the Liberian people need, we can go and say, oh, I give job service. You don't even know which kind of job the person do. Are you kidding me? Or is that what you did, the all-party settlement? Thank you.
You're welcome. Good morning.
Good morning, the two ambassadors.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, this is both friends calling from a resident here. I think you guys said it all this morning, and I don't want to add my voice to many voices that speak on your beautiful platform. But let me tell you something today, and you guys are doing well and continue to pray God for strength. God giving you the strength to keep talking.
Amen.
But Labrador, the system here is very, very bad. I think there should be a category of job set for foreign nationals.
Yeah, that's it. No, but that's how it should be.
It should be, listen to me, go to various schools. And I will tell you this, ambassadors, these guys bring the guys, they hire them from Europe, bring them to Labrador, you find a work permit, get to them and take their passport. I'm telling you something. They take their passport. And you notice that when they make error in our school, they can't send them back. Then they bring the rest of the people. Go to electric work, go to city center, the new area they are opening, and to yesterday Georgia, they have that other branch where to 16th Street, they are going to stop and shop. Go and you see, so they are increased that number. You can come there, next in the time they are increased that number. They bring in, you see the kind of one cartoon, so you want to tell me when they all bloody continue that run, they're not able to stay in the account. What they coming for in the continue? You're talking about we lacking of jobs in the country, 8,000 jobs. And this job they pay the government good money, very good money. But they can't pay that this money. So then you as a counselor of law, then my question is that how do you got that counselor degree? A questionable counselor of law, you should be very critical. You sit there and tell us the library, you lie to us the library people that you don't know the kind of job that you are doing here. It's so demeaning to the counselor. Honestly, let me say, we are dying in the country. We're dying, but the people don't care. Majority of the population wants the hard job.
Thank you, my brother. Let's talk to other callers. You live?
Good morning, Foundation. Good morning, and so well.
Go ahead.
One Webster.
Thank you. One of the things the citizen right now should really know, I think you are listening much on Kool. Anywhere in this world, in this country, when you go any part of the world, you will see a foreign national to get job and work into a government on a payroll of what? You have never seen it before. The great America, when you go there, even though when you go to government, you will not allow yourself first. Why do people you go there and not allow yourself to be in the ring or other things? Because you are on a payroll of the government. So you need to not allow yourself. Not about this. When you come to this country, Nigeria, you give it a job that belongs to the citizen. You give it to foreign nationals. Should it be like that? One of the things that carry up again is so involved into this country is the what? Climate politics. In more than just one thing about the politics about whatsoever is going on right now. But when it comes to the travel politics, it's the most dangerous one. If there is inflation or inflation or things, that's how it's looking like. We need to pray and put ourselves together. Not all the time prayer. And then when you're watching your phone, somebody watching your back, yourself need to help and watch your phone. Thank you so much.
And you know, I think our leaders, they have to critically redirect some of the appointments and be strategic in it. We are all Nigerians. You want competent, qualified to work, but you also got to balance the book. How you make some of these appointments, because the care is not taken. People renege on their responsibilities to function properly because they think they are one family in one house.
Yeah.
And nobody wants. We saw that.
And you see people shielding each other in that light. And it isn't all well for Liberia.
You know, we saw and Samakoga just Honorable Samakoga just walking the footsteps of Councillor Jara for local county. The man who got elected as senator, his first day there was to vote for the impeachment of Cabinet Jara. They imagine.
And he voted.
You tend to wonder how these people are reading. You see, you want to criticize the current government, but there's a delegate figure that we are discussing, the individual, the Minister of Labor, working in your government. He was dismissed based on political or reason. That saying he was minister, he should have gone, but you saw him as the chairman of MDL, but was the Prince Johnson elite, pull out of the marriage. You had issue. But there was one recommendation that came from the MDL to have him appointed. I don't know when that girl will actually change.
The selfishness, the greed.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Go ahead.
I'm another speaker calling from 77 around the GM Hotel.
You're welcome, sir.
Wiki, I want to say thank you to you, Makaya, for always flagging out the issue that following this country. I think by now the president should recall that minister. Because a case of disgrace.
A legal person giving permit will all telling us what kind of job description the man apply for permit. Then you get that the man is not even telling, oh man.
President Baka, we are calling on you to recall this minister because this is a
He minister, his daughter, deputy minister, what kind of forever?
And just apart from that problem, we got other issues that surrounding labor, bad labor practices in this country. If the man at that level can be there and working like that.
Do you know how many Liberians for the last 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years being contractors?
Yeah.
And yet before they employ, they will bring these people, you get a man work permit and you give him a full employment slot. And Liberians in their own country are contractors. Yeah, Liberians will tell you when you go Ghana, the foreign national that is still ball because I gonna, you know, what are they gonna do? These things are happening now based on the fact that people who claim to be intellectuals, they're more on the side of politics, so people take advantage of these things. Your state won't be doing, I will say. State won't be singing Mami Water. You won't go protest for what 11 president to move so you can go back to Nigeria according to you to be loading car. You see the kind of issues that you should have. You find a day to protest. But these are issues that you should be addressing and saying. You're in opposition, that government in waiting. They have told you now that 8,000 plus jobs in the hands of foreign national permits that you gave them with all description. You are not advocating for your partisans or your supporters to get jobs.
No.
You only waiting to hear this one. Oh yeah, the government now buy one new car for the president.
They become the whole argument.
You sway the people's attention from the main issue that they should be discussing. You see? One ministry dominated by one group of people from one country. Why? And these were some of the things that people condemned yesterday because a lot of the position from the Southeast under the former president, they were in the hands of Southeastern people.
And it's so much deceptive with you. You come from the government, they are ills. You bring that same ill into the government.
Yeah.
Whereby people expect that there should be changes. People expect that coming to the government with the experience the right thing will not happen.
Your life. Go ahead, sir.
How you doing, people?
Please go ahead.
And yeah, you know, I just sitting in a corner just lighting this morning on work. You know, sometimes these customers do these kind of things, it's even making me to laugh. So, what is trying to tell in this country? The customer is trying to tell you.
But I mean, you never went to university abroad, you forcibly went to pay money, they gave you a degree. Then you are skipping it from. What embarrassment is this now?
Yeah, I always say, the man is trying to tell in this country that you don't even work a job. You gotta be telling before the telling you that you don't even know the job permit to do. How should we keep this kind of man in the system for? This kind of man is not competent to be in the system, so we are calling for them to let them not forget this morning. Who is going to be more expensive? Always living in like great people.
Jerry in la brother, you apply. Jerry in la brother, you apply to the US embassy for visa. They go and ask you where you want to go do there. What are you visiting?
Yeah.
And
you must answer the question.
And even if you lie, you gotta tell them the purpose of your visit. What are you going to school? You go on tourist visa, non-immigrant or whatever. You going for festival, you going for wedding, whatever. You must be able to state something. So we're giving people, look at, like I was saying, just
if the minister can be there, work permits are given up and doesn't know the category of jobs people doing, it's worrisome.
I told you just the other day. Today makes it a week, a little. Last Thursday, to have received invitation from the U.S. Embassy to tell me and other colleagues to come and have our people informed that when they go to America, they can overstay. Liberia, 20% of Liberians that go to America do not return. They overstay. I should come educate my people. When they're there, they should come back.
To be honest.
Every time I think when I think, it just gets something taken to my head. I don't want them to be. You see the kind of embarrassment? Lord, your life. Let's hear you, your life.
Go ahead.
Okay, good morning.
Morning, sir.
To Wiki and Natl. How are you?
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, I listened to the minister. There is a man that self-imposed telecommunication. I'm James Barney anyway. There is a man that self-imposed telecommunication. And what you guys saying that what said the ministry have been given to Sally County, where if you read there, you can see how guys speak give and manner. Now, when I posed the telecommunication at the time when Kool crowd there, but I just into the corridor. You see the men and Papa and Yabo. You see them speak give.
What I want me now?
I can't level you.
Oh, but you?
Yeah, my man, this is ministry.
Oh my God.
Left the beginning there, and they came to see guys again. They want to imagine as a legal man standing before, you know, that a mayor senator, you don't even know how to talk. Yeah, tell my man,
I'm telling you, I don't if remain silent. I don't know why you're going to take it away from him.
Yeah, we all went there. You said it there, you said the person general, you can't enter church, you raise son. You are people tell the men here beyond the bed for sale over 4 months. Rely yourself forever. You should go to bank a counselor. Is that one who voted for as a senator?
No, that warning on the wall for Yomli.
But just this guy yourself go to the ministry, go out and go to post the telecommunication with the man and give her speak here, come and tell me.
I can name more than 10 persons right now. Let's talk to this caller. You live.
Good morning, Brother Brooks, and good morning to Brother Bob.
Yeah, bro, if you go ahead.
Yeah, okay. Everyone that's not calling from Gizi Camp. Thank you. I hear you talking and then monitoring about the Ministry of Animal Country. I mean, the Ministry of Labor. What happened here is if you follow Kubo crime record, everywhere they only been working, they will either they accuse you of corruption or with no performance. Then you have somebody who really let me ask something. You won't tell me the phone you talk about, is that a kind of template that can be changed? Then there's a machine. After a computer, they won't get do the phone. Say that. So you get correct here. I will get somebody job and the job does not have description. But man, my father here, I will stay corrupt and then you preach.
No, that is morning. Let's go for our central bank drama this morning. This commercial, and we'll come back.
My daughter Kumba, how is the business today? Well, your face, how are you looking so? Like you thinking about something.
And I on me, I going to plenty things. So I tell my pay the next day. I'm telling you, all the money.
My daughter Kumba, how is the business today? Well, your face, how are you looking so? Like you thinking about something.
And I on me, I going to plenty things. So I tell my pay the next day. I'm telling you, all the money can check go tell that my children's school fee, hospital money, rent, my own small thing and set nothing. I can do anything good for myself.
Amen.
Then to make matter worse, I try to put small money in lay business to go out of the country. But to find foreign currency, I can just be running around. It's too bad that. Things how I am stressed.
Yeah. Anything you don't know is bigger than you for true, yeah?
What you mean now, Patroni?
Kumba? On March 27, 2025, the Central Bank of Liberia launched the National Financial Education Program for people like you.
The National Financial Education Program?
They finished putting it outside. That is they call launch. And that President Joseph Newman Boaka said launched the program for the whole country.
Okay. So what in the program will do for a person like me now?
The program will solve your problem, my daughter.
Tell me something.
The financial education program will help people like you, Kumba, to understand how to take care of your money Google.
Yeah?
Yes. It will show you how to set financial goals, how to budget your money, how to save part of your money after you take pay, how you can turn some of your money around in business for it to grow.
What?
Yeah. So after taking pay, you can't be broke again.
That good thing, Patroni.
Yeah, Makumba. The Central Bank of Liberia will work with plenty other government offices then like Ministry of Education, Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Gender and Social Protection, and other groups then like the Liberia Marketing Association to make sure you're the women and girls manage your money Google.
Oh yeah, that is very good.
Yeah. Now, this financial education get many steps.
Tell me about them, Patroni. Tell me.
First, you have to set your financial goals.
What?
This means you must think about where you want to see yourself in the future. Maybe 1 year from now, you won't get plenty money to be able to take care of all of your problems.
Yeah.
Or you want to be big businesswoman. But you can only reach where you want to see yourself in having more money according to the way you will plan to use your money today.
How that one already work now?
That the next step I will come into. They call it budgeting, meaning planning how to use your money the right way.
Yes, that one that true.
So you budget by making a plan that show how you will use your money. Once you take your pay or you get any money, you have to sit down to put idea together to use your money.
Yeah.
In line with the thing that you need to do for you and your family, and you will still be able to keep some.
It makes sense.
Yes, so when you make your budget, that means you have to stick to it because you plan for everything already.
That's true.
The other important thing, that's saving. Saving means to keep some money somewhere for you to use in future. Then just using all your money soon you take pay.
Okay, but this saving you're talking about, ain't that to keep the money in your safe to your house, eh?
One advice, Makuma, do not keep the money in your house or under your mattress. Yes, go to the bank house and open your saving an account. You can open 2 savings.
2 savings?
Yes. You can open 1 saving or account with any mobile phone company. Like that, you carry your money on your phone right in your own hand anywhere you going.
But why if the phone lost now?
Easy. Just go back to the mobile phone company and get your SIM card back with all your money still on it. Yes. Then you could choose to open another saving or account with a bank. Just go to any bank you like and say you want to open saving to keep your money. They will help you open an account.
Okay, but what a benefit in that one?
A bank account has many benefits. Number 1, the bank can put interest on top of your money you keeping with it.
Okay.
And because of that, you can also be able to take loan from the bank where you open your saving. With that loan money, you can make business to grow your money or do other good things for yourself.
Okay.
And when you take loan from the bank, make sure you're able to pay it back.
Yeah.
At the same time, open your eyeball to all the things that you will agree to on the loan paper. Like when you will pay back, how much you will pay every time, and then the main one, wedding business you're taking the loan money for. And you must understand the interest you will have to pay to. Yeah, after that, you can make a plan to pay back your debt. Manage the debt good.
Yeah, it will not be good you take loan, then you're not able to pay it back.
It's not correct like that, sir. Yeah, that digging hole, covering hole thing not correct because you will still be in the hole.
Yeah.
What some people do is to make sure they take a loan to put the money into something that brings in more money. They call it investment. So they can be able to pay their debt and be able to save at the same time.
So Google ad here, yeah?
Yes, so then another good thing is to insure your business or your home.
Insurance for my business, my home, my...
So, God forbid, if something bad happen, the insurance company can help you get something bad because you are protected against loss.
No, Johnny, I will go to the financial education program and learn about money matter, yeah? Insurance,
yeah, because with insurance, when your property damage or warehouse burn with your goods inside, for example, the insurance will pay.
Oh! So a part of financial education too, eh?
Yes, it is part of the financial education tool to manage risk and protect yourself. Then you know, some business people don't treat their customers very good.
They plenty of...
Fine. So the last thing the CBL and other Google friends talk about, they say you get right as customer to complain any business house that will not treat you the right way.
Any business house?
Yes, like banks or mobile phone companies. If they not treat you the right way, you must talk it.
Okay.
That's right. And under the financial education program, you listen to me, they will teach you how to complain and how they will hear your complaint. So Kuma,
thank you plenty, Papa Johnny. I will make sure to be part of the financial education program so I can learn all the good things about money.
This message is from the government of Liberia through the Central Bank of Liberia. The CBL and other Google friends talk about, they say you get right as customer to complain any business house that will not treat you the right way.
Any business house?
Yes, like banks or mobile phone companies. If they not treat you the right way, you must talk it.
Okay.
That's right. And under the financial education program, you listen to me, they will teach you how to complain and how they will hear your complaint. So Kuma,
thank you plenty, Papa Johnny. I will make
chairman of rules.
What you call constitutional chairman? They already move you. The poor James Kool that they say
yes, because Julius, this is the kind of country we have, and we have people to behave the way they are behaving. When people